I live in Florida, which currently, as climate change is going, I don't know how much longer my home is going to be around because of the sea levels. So, a lot of the biodiversity in, by where I live, there's manatees and there are tons of fish, and we have trees called mangroves where they sort of are rooted into the water, and a lot of that is sort of in danger of being either removed or extinct, and so I'd probably say a lot of the wildlife and biodiversity in Florida by where I live, because a lot of it could be underwater very soon. Throughout my career, I've gotten to do a lot of different kind of music. I started with classical. Eventually, I trained and started doing jazz music. I went on to play a lot of the classic stuff. And as I grew up and I played a lot of this kind of music, I attracted a very different audience than I do now. But back then, a lot of, even though it was an older audience, a lot of the people that came to my shows or my performances would bring their kids or their grandkids. And even though it's not the kind of music that their grandkids or their kids might enjoy, they still stuck around and listened. And now what I see in the music that I make now, I see a lot of the kids bringing their parents or their grandparents. And for me, the biggest thing in doing what I do now and the type of music that I make now is to always keep my roots of where I came from in music, which is classical and jazz music, and bring it to today's generation. And so seeing that and seeing how music evolves with people and people evolve with music is such a beautiful thing. And I think that regardless of what type of music you listen to, or I think it transcends language. I think it transcends even some things that we understand as humans. I mean, the brain, it's unbelievable what it can do. And I mean, it brings more than just ages, families together. It brings people from all over the world, and I think that's what this festival is so special, because I walk around and I see people here literally from all over the world. I think that it has to be either Prince or the Beatles. Those are my two picks, because Prince, I think, was someone who could pick up really any instrument and just make something unbelievable from it. And the Beatles, I think their songwriting is something that even now we still look back on and just in awe.